Today is 228th Friday group meeting. We are going to felicitate our own members first. Those who addressed us and their regular members, we decided it's a third batch in fact. They are recently designated by this Honorable Supreme Court. To encourage our members, you also follow. So that was the one reason, so kind enough. First I request Parameshwar, K.Parameshwar, Senior Advocate, kindly come. You can cover photos. फोटो लेना कोई आप ले लो आगे बेटा Then Seshadri Ray, Senior Advocate. He addressed our Friday group. Actually, Parameshwar very long back on 10th schedule he addressed this recently on Constitution.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor getting it from you. Very, very happy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anindita Pujari, please come. Senior Advocate.
Seshagiri should not say that a condition of becoming senior advocate is to attend and speak at this function.
Balaji, please come, Senior Advocate. Give a huge claps to everyone here. You have to encouraging them and you should encourage yourself. Balaji, Senior Advocate. Rahul Kaushik, Senior Advocate. Rahul Kaushik, Senior Advocate. R.Nedumaran, Senior Advocate, please come. Finally, Aman Hingorani. Actually, earlier he is supposed to be here, but because of some reason he postponed, some personal reasons. Now we have I think better you all of us we have a group photo with all those who are felicitated today. Come quickly, we'll have a group photo. This is the best. Come, Kaushik, come. Balaji, Nedu, come. अपने अपने भूखे ले लो दोबारा नहीं देंगे करेक्ट ले लो बेटर फर्स्ट Now I request our beloved senior Dr. Aman Hingorani sir will say a few words about this thing. After that, I'll announce something. Sir, once again.
Well, friends, first and foremost, even before the designees, I must again put on record my marvel, my surprise, and my genuine appreciation to Seshagiri to keep this abhiyan going for as long as he has done. I think it must be taking a commitment and a dedication of unprecedented proportions for somebody to keep it going on some 239 or 250th order meeting he's done now. And I think it's something very special and he deserves all applause for that. I've been privileged to address this long ago, and I found it always to be a labor of love and commitment by all those who ran it and attended it. Secondly, a very warm word of appreciation and congratulations to each of the designees. You're all familiar faces. We're all here every day, and it's very nice to see you all grow and be in the profession, when you enter, and then when you see you grow into middle age and now finally into designated old age. Because you are deemed to be old now, once you are senior. Any of you who pretend to be young will be reminded that no, you're no longer young. It's a deeming fiction. Of course, we're all officers of the court, and senior counsel are supposed to be officers of the court even more so. But it is in concept and practice and should be a recognition of the virtues of excellence, of integrity and of objectivity. I think in particular this applies to, of course, every advocate, but in particular to those who don the senior gown. A recognition of excellence, integrity and objectivity. And I think the main difference which should come into your approach, and this of course is a personal view which will vary from person to person, should be to start keeping a little distance from the cause you are representing. To start keeping a little distance from the client whose interests you advocate. It's not always easy, but then you will find that that distance, that mental distance, of course not necessarily physical distance, but mental distance, helps you to be far more objective, which is what is expected, in particular of those who don the senior gown. I am reminded of what Dean Roscoe Pound said, one of the most famous deans of Harvard Law School, and he wrote the definitive work on jurisprudence in those days. And he asked a nice question. Of course, this is about the profession generally, but it applies. It's nice to remind yourself of it when you get the senior's gown. He said, what is the difference between a profession and a business or a mere vocation or a enterprise? Now, in a sense, there is no difference because we all live for livelihood, we all work for livelihood, we do a business, we do a mason work, we do a contractor's work, and we do a profession. And the profession, of course, can be lawyering, it can be medicine, it can be other forms of profession, architecture. And then he, being a jurisprudence professor at Harvard, gave a very interesting definition of what he thought should be the distinguishing features between profession and other forms of business. So he said, first, professions should normally and invariably involve a qualification. So, a businessman need not be a BA LLB. He should be, he can be, he wants to be, but it need not be. A qualification is mandatory for every profession, be it an engineer or an architect or a lawyer or a doctor. Second, he said, they all come from a sense of a guild, an association. In law, we call it the bar. In medicine, there is another association who takes the Hippocratic oath. Actually, it all starts back from our Gurukul tradition, where you worked under a guru and learned the art of various disciples. It also finds the same resonance in the Inns of Court in Britain. Inns of Court are nothing but another form of Gurukul. In the old days, they involved a master and his pupils sitting around the inn. That again was essential for a profession as opposed to a business. But then he said these two are interesting and good, but the third is the most important. And he said the third is a sense of public service. A businessman can do that as charity, but it is not inbuilt into his vocation. But an element of public service is built into every vocation, be it medicine, architecture or law. And I think that is something we must remind ourselves when we don the gown of a senior. This is not my lecture. I've been brought here on false pretenses. The real lecture is by this lady sitting here. So I will not keep you behind, but I'm just reminded as I was coming here, I was reminded of the words of Lord Denning, the ever fertile mind. And in a case he said, way back in 1968, he said that lawyers and in particular designated lawyers, he called them ministers of justice. And I quote, he said, the advocate's first duty is to the court and his second duty is to the client. His duty to the court is to tell the truth and to assist the court in arriving at a just decision. His duty to his client is to do his best for him, but not to deceive or mislead the court. The advocate is not a mere mouthpiece for his client, but a minister of justice. And this is the other facet of a dual role. Not always easy, in fact I would say multiple role, which all of you have to perform. But you are all old hands at it. We see you every day here, so I'm sure each of you will discharge it to perfection. Thank you very much for thinking of me. Thank you for following me. And it's always a pleasure. I leave after 2 or 3 minutes, but thank you all once again. And many congratulations again to all of you.
You have to wait 1 more minute.
I'll wait.
Now we are going to felicitate our doctor, beloved senior. Now we elected twice, thrice and third time Rajya Sabha MP. And moreover,
the record is 4.
moreover,
just in case somebody has to challenge it.
Moreover, he is representing for my beloved Telangana state. I request Geetanjali will say few words before felicitation starts. Please, sitting.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have this presumptuous task of giving an introduction of Dr. Singhvi. So very briefly, I shall attempt. Dr. Singhvi is a 4-time Member of Parliament. He is an eminent jurist, a senior advocate and a top senior counsel at the Supreme Court of India. He is a former Additional Solicitor General of India. He is former Chair Parliamentary Standing Committees on Commerce, on Law and on Home. Dr. Singhvi is member Congress Working Committee, party's supreme decision-making body. He is senior most national spokesperson of the Congress Party. Dr. Singhvi is an author, well-known media face and commentator on diverse issues. Dr. Singhvi's multifaceted and versatile personality straddles public life, media, law and academia. Sir, we warmly welcome you at the Friday.
Thank you so much. Very kind of you.
Now felicitation starts, Aman.
Thank you.
Give you a huge clap.
Thank you.
I think now I request Shobha wait for 1 minute, less than minute you can speak all senior advocates. Please come quickly and finish. Amit. Yeah. Parameshwar, please come and say a few words in a minute. Yeah.
We are going to
Seshadri Ray will say less than minute. We have a camera 1 hour 5 minutes capacity. So
Thank you very much, Sheshu, Mr. Sheshagiri Rao and the Friday group for this felicitation. And I'm deeply honored, and I'm also highly privileged and honored to receive the felicitation from Dr. Singhvi, who I see every day, one of the most remarkable counsels in the Supreme Court. And I always wonder from where he gets all his ingenuity and his original arguments from. So, thank you very much for this felicitation.
come, Anindita, please come quickly. Anindita Pujari, senior advocate, will say a few words.
Thank you, everyone. I think keeping in mind the timeline that we have, so I'll confine myself by saying that I'm extremely grateful, and I can say that for all my colleagues who stand designated by the Supreme Court, it's a huge responsibility. As somebody rightly told me the other day, maybe some amount of courage and the freedom that was there on the head, that might have gone, but a lot has come on the shoulder. So one is feeling extremely responsible in what one is doing and saying. So thank you very much. It's an honor, a privilege to get the felicitation from you. Sesu sir, thank you, as always.
Thank you, Anindita. So nice of you. Balaji, please. B.Balaji will say a few words.
Thank you very much, Seshadri sir, and the Friday group members. I am very much, I feel very much privileged and honored by getting the felicitation from Dr. Singhvi sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for your blessings also. We will keep our ethics and honesty as far as the profession is concerned, as you said in the said by Lord Danny. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Balaji. Rahul Kaushik, please come quickly.
Since the time is short, I am thankful to Shishu sir and all the other members of the Friday group for felicitating us. He has been doing this for the last 10 years. It's a great achievement. And to get it felicitated by Dr. Singhvi is another feeling. Obviously, briefs are a lot. Yes, thankful to all of you. Thank you.
R.Nedumaran, please. R.Nedumaran, he's here. Please come quickly. After that, Aman will come. Nedumaran, please come.
Without preparing a brief, arguing is very difficult. So thank you so much for giving me the honor. Thank you, Sesu, the Friday group. Thank you, all of you.